and take it if you want it. Come and take it if you think you can. Come and take it, but I warn you, you'll have to pry it from a cold dead.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the gangster of guns, the Mac Daddy of knives, the epic one, the Southern Republic is back. And we're going to talk about backdoor gun control today, or Obama's consistent war on our Second Amendment freedoms. So they're not exactly trying to ban guns right now. What they're doing is they're going after a backdoor method of keeping us from able to get ammo for our guns. As you've all noticed, it's been several months and it's still a pain in the ass to get ammo at a decent price. So we're going to talk about this article from allselfsustain.com. Backdoor gun control moves forward. This is a really good one. I'm going to read part of this to you. There are numerous alarming reasons why the U.S. government and the military have been buying up all the ammo. Here's one of them. Obama and the EPA just shut down the last lead smelting plant in the U.S. Read that again. Obama and the EPA have just shut down the last lead smelting plant in the U.S. The EPA raised its regulations by tenfold, and it would have cost the company that owned that last smelting plant $100 million to become compliant with the new EPA regulations. So now you can own all the guns you want, but you are effed on buying ammo. So this is one of the wonderful, wonderful back-end bullshit scams that Obama has pulled on us, and no one is talking about this. So this is actually pretty interesting. I'm going to pull this and get down here. Here we go. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency said the company, which is the Doe Run Company, hilariously enough, pretty funny name, made the business decision to shut down the smelter instead of installing pollution control technologies needed to reduce sulfur dioxide and lead emissions as required by the Clean Air Act. The Doe Run Company announced last year that it had dropped plans to build a new lead processing facility in Herculaneum that would have caused a new, cleaner lead production technology. I'm not sure where Herculaneum is, but it doesn't say. The company cited the $100 million project as far too risky. So that's one. The second one comes from Infowars.com, an article by David Knight. This one really got me. So, regulatory restrictions on ammo. Gun control organizations are turning their attention to ammunition instead of specific guns. When we encountered 4 of 5 protesters from the Moms Demand Action in San Antonio organization, the flyers they were giving out called for tracking the sale of large quantities of ammunition and banning online sales, background checks for all guns and ammunition purchases, establish product safety oversight of guns and ammunition, ban all assault weapon and ammunition magazines that have more than 10 rounds. Well, that one we already know. But it's very interesting, you know, that this is the kind of crap they do. And this article actually goes on. It talks about the Doe Run Company. And the Doe Run Company, for over the last 20 years, the company has been researching a wet chemical process and invested $30 million into to replace smelting. So the company, the Doe Run Company, had already invested $30 million over the last 20 years to go from traditional smelting techniques, which I don't really know what those are. I'm not going to pretend I know that. I haven't done that kind of research on it. But to move from traditional smelting to what they're calling a wet chemical process, which they've already put $30 million into. The new process would have eliminated 99% of the current land, air, and water pollution released by traditional lead smelting. So this company, over 20 years, has put $30 million into reducing anything that could harm the environment from smelting of lead to create ammunition and other things that they would sell, smelted lead to whoever uses it for whatever purposes. They've already put 30 million into a cleaner process. What our government and the EPA did, and the EPA is the biggest fraud in the world. I think they are literally the gangsters of the new millennia, the EPA. They put in their new regulatory act, and it would have cost this company $100 million to conform to the new EPA regulations. So Obama can't ban our guns. He can't get around the Second Amendment. So he regulates lead smelting out of business in this country. Do you see the problem here? Do you wonder why bricks of 22, the 550 bulk pack of federal crap that we used to buy for like $17 or $18 is now $50 to $100 for that same 550 round bulk pack? I was at a gun show a few weeks ago, and you can see some prices have come down, and you can get those little 50 round boxes for like $7 or $8, but no one had bricks. And I asked a guy, I'm like, well, he's like, yeah, he's like, oh yeah, Saturday, the day before, he's like, oh, I sold like 9,000 rounds of 22. I'm like, well, how much were you selling it for? He's like, oh, I was selling the bricks for like $65. And I'm like, are you proud of that? Are you proud of taking advantage of people who want to get out and shoot by ripping them off? I'm like, this is probably shit you've had for 2-3 years that you showed up here and sold to people who want to take their kids shooting, want to go shooting with their families, and have a good time. I asked point blank, are you proud of yourself? And the guy just kind of grumbled and, tried to walk away from me. And, at that point I called him a piece of shit and, a few other choice words. But, guys, I'm telling you, I'm going to link these two articles, the InfoWars article and the article from All Self, can you see that? All Self-Sustained, in the description if you want to read them. There's more of these articles than I went into here, but this is the basics of the article, of the whole concept here, is that the Obama administration has basically regulated lead smelting out of existence in our country and put out the last the Doe Run company, the last lead smelting company in the country. He put them out of business with him and his gangsters at the EPA, regulated that company right out of business when they had already invested $30 million into a clean alternative to lead smelting to produce the same components of lead that ammunition manufacturers would need. $30 million they already put into. To continue operating with the new EPA law would have cost them an additional $100 million. I mean, he basically would have bankrupted the company. And I can't really be angry with the company that said, you know what, we're done. We're out. We're just going to do whatever other business ventures they had. They stopped lead smelting. They shut down the last plant in the U.S. that smelted lead. So now, no matter what we get, the prices will astronomically be higher because now the lead required for the manufacture of bullets must be imported. And of course, I'm sure the EPA has got regulations on the importation of the lead component for bullets that is going to make the price even higher for a bullet manufacturer or an ammunition manufacturer to purchase it overseas, import it, pay the import taxes, pay the shipping, the freight, all of that to get it here to the U.S., then truck it from whatever port to wherever they are in the country, then manufacture it at labor prices and everything. We have no chance of seeing ammunition prices ever go back to where they were or stay where they are now. I foresee ammo getting higher again, the prices going up, to see that this lead smelting thing and see in a few months how it actually impacts the economy of the ammunition manufacturer and sale. So, as always, Semper Fi, have a good day, and
so you best not cross that line. If you want this gun, you gotta come through us and take it one shot at a time.